Hi guys, Mark here from Gen Y. Another quick off the cuff. Time to talk about maybe something good that's happened for a change. So, in the UK, our police for the last 6 or 7 years have taken it upon themselves to get very, very involved with social activism and uh, to become very partisan. So, you sort of see them ridiculing the working class, white people particularly, and standing with LGBTQ and BLM and so on and so forth. Now, on the surface, to some people, you can see the good in that, but if you delve a tiny bit deeper, you can see how it's completely ridiculous and is just going to end in disaster. So if we look at it on a sort of individual scale, the LGBTQ side of things, for some reason, the police, who I thought it was their job just to be completely neutral and just not take one side or another, so they can do their job properly. They decided it would be a good idea to begin going out at Pride, dancing with the various shows that roll down the street in Pride, decorating their cars in the rainbow vinyls, painting rainbows on their face, putting little patches on themselves in the rainbow colours. So for me, the LGBTQ side of things, it's not about just simply lesbian, gay, bisexual, whatever. Again, nobody cares. Get on with your life, have a good life, be a good person, happy days. It's about the fact that it has become more than just like an element of somebody's life. So that person is straight, or they're gay, or they're bi, or whatever. It's now become like a religion. 100% it's become a religion. So for them to sort of take sides in that whole movement, we've seen it brought into schools now as young as 5 years old. I think is a pretty bad thing. BLM. So BLM's history, you'll see several different versions of it, but from what I know, from what I've read, BLM was started by a guy in California who thought it would be a good idea to raise some money to help inner city kids in LA, help them play sports after school, various other after school activities, keep them off the street, keep them off the straight and narrow. Great, like brilliant idea. It was then kind of co-opted probably 4 years ago, around 2017-ish, by people like Patrisse Cullors, and they came out and just admitted that they were trained Marxists, I believe was the term that they used. And then their website, which, funnily enough, these pages have now either been removed or edited heavily. They essentially were saying things like we stand for the destruction of the nuclear family, which they declared as the Western, I don't know, Western provided or whatever, meaning that it's a Western thing to just have a family of a mother and a father, whatever, two parents, kids, look after yourselves, look after other people as well. Apparently that's a Western thing. I don't think it is, but that's what they said. So they stood against that. They wanted the abolition of the police, which I find incredibly ironic that you've now got the police, basically backing them up and pushing what they're trying to push. They stood for the destruction of Western institutions, and just the usual kind of Marxist crap that nobody really wants. But what they did, excuse me, was a very intelligent thing, which was to wrap their Marxism together with a slogan that, if you stand against, would make you look like a racist or hateful or whatever. So if you're going to start an organisation that is for, I don't want to do anything too risque. So let's just say you want to start an organisation and it is for the abolishment of anybody able to drive a car, to have like their own freedom of transport, and you call the organisation, aren't children wonderful? Well, if you stand against that, even if it's for a good reason, that was a terrible analogy, but if you stand against that, people are going to be like, oh my god, so you think kids are bad? So yeah, you see what I mean. Anyway, we have a tiny piece of good news, although it seems to be kind of trickling away by the day. First came out about 4 or 5 days ago, and it is this. So, I will read it to you. New police boss makes Black Lives Matter promise of absolutely no contact. A new police boss has been praised for vowing to have absolutely no contact at all with Black Lives Matter. Rupert Matthews, Leicestershire Police's new police and crime commissioner, met with the force during his first week in office and shared his thoughts in a diary-style piece for the Conservative Home website in it. Sorry, this is tiny writing. He describes how he feels Black Lives Matters, I'm pretty sure it's Black Lives Matter, but I don't know, maybe they've changed it, has succeeded in putting police officers in hospital and desecrating the cenotaph in London. And as Leicestershire Live reports, Mr. Matthews adds, hang on, why are we meeting an organisation that wants to defund the police, has put police officers in hospital and desecrated the cenotaph in London? Come the meeting, I have a dozen or so faces looking at me from the Teams screen, which I presume is Zoom. Any other business? Yes, I say. As of now, this organisation will have absolutely no contact at all with Black Lives Matter. There is a deathly silence. Meeting over, and the screen goes blank. Mr. Matthews, a former Conservative member of European Parliament, was elected in the role to scrutinise the work of Chief Constable Simon Cole and his team. His ban on BLM only applies to the people employed in the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner, not to police officers, including Mr. Cole and other senior officers, it is understood. Officers routinely speak to external organisations, staff associations and community groups on issues related to racism. Anyway, and on and on and on. And then you see some replies on Facebook about it. I like him already. More of this, please. Brilliant. Time to replace the freeloading clowns with proper scrutiny and accountability and a third rope. Good on him. So I won't bore you with any more of that particular article. But yeah, I mean, essentially what we had heard last week was that it was going to be, all police would be banned from doing anything that openly links them to BLM and any contact with actual BLM groups, social activism groups. And in my opinion, this would have been an excellent thing to do. It seems as the days have gone by that it's not going to be quite as strong as that. And I guess you can make an argument for that. Police officers as individuals should be allowed to do what they want outside of work, though. Not in work. Like, if you're wearing a uniform, I just don't think you should be allowed to go and meet with any political groups, because it just shows an enormous bias. And again, what it says at the end about racism, it's nothing to do with racism. People are not against BLM or things being written on their favourite sport jerseys because of racism. It's because people actually had the brains to look into what it meant. They didn't just take the phrase and be like, duh, oh, that must be really good. Oh, they're saying people's lives matter. Yeah, we know people's lives matter. Like, Jesus, where are we? What are we doing? Anyway, it's because people know what this group is. They know what other groups are. These groups are, they self-profess what they're here to do. It's not just as straightforward as that. So, something may be positive. This guy is saying that he and his office will not be sort of partnering up with any of these social activist groups. BLM is one of the things that he has said now. I believe there was another one as well, Extinction Rebellion, which are the people that dig up people's lawns to protest about the fact that China is making global warming or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully it's the start of something good and some other people begin to grow some balls, because I'm sorry, but no one is going to respect you as police if you're just clearly partisan. And not just that, and now I'm not talking about BLM in particular now, but to a group of people that are a minuscule amount of people in the population. Like, if you are going to be biased towards, like, the working class normal people. Don't be biased to, like, 0.01% of the population with regards to, these sort of nutty Extinction Rebellion group or various LGBTQ groups. You can be cool with gay people without wanting to cram the whole LGBTQIAAP plus down people's throats, or without digging up people's lawns over something that we've done nothing about and are actually like the second best in the world on renewables and stuff. Ridiculous. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope it wasn't too boring, and I will see you soon.